What's up? Greetings to the Ultimate Fighter fans. It is 9:15 on a Tuesday right now. I just got off a flight, hence the no makeup, and you can see my puffy ass eyes. I have a Jiu-Jitsu tournament coming up in about 11 days, so I haven't been making that much content. But the Ultimate Fighter episode 12 was so crazy that I want to hop on here really quick and ask you what you guys thought about it. Shit. So I had an interview with Kaytlin Neil. You guys can check it out. I'll try to link it somewhere around here. And I asked her, I was like, oh my gosh, Juliana, she's so great. She has the coolest soul ever. Are you guys friends? And she just like kind of gave me a look like she can't give anything away because I'm sure she signed like an NDA about the season or whatever, but evidently something was going to go down and it did, and I'm totally flexing right now. So Juliana Miller versus Kaytlin Neil in the semifinals for the flyweight division. The episode starts off with Juliana talking to her 10 Planet San Diego coaches, Manolo and Boogie, and they're just so excited for her because they're like, oh, this girl likes to clinch. Well, I think you know exactly what you need to do when you get into the clinch. And Juliana is just super excited because she's fighting Kaytlin Neil, who is, in her opinion, a point fighter. She just likes to strike. She's not really going in for the kill. And she said that she has some submissions from the clinch that she wants to show off to the world, and also that she had a secret move if she ever got into a clinch situation. So it made me think about that, like Sean Strickland versus the Orlando guy, and they were in the Ruka gym, and everyone got upset like it was that cheap shot or whatever. I'll have to link the video to you guys. My brain's not working right now, so I can't think about it. But I was like, is that the secret move? I'm gonna have to talk to Juliana Miller and see if she'd be willing to share with me what she was talking about there. But okay, then we're gonna go talk about Kaytlin. Before the fight, she's kind of like, oh, this should be a fight where my experience shows out. She recognizes that Juliana is a very skilled jiu-jitsu practitioner, but she doesn't really respect her MMA game, and she feels that her experience will get her ahead. And then she was talking to her boyfriend, who's also a fighter, on Zoom or whatever. And this part just seemed like so not natural to me. She was like, I'm so happy I'm not on Coach Juliana Pena's team because everyone is a bunch of nerds there. But like it didn't sound like she meant it in a mean way. It just sounded like a producer said, stop, we need to make this Zoom interview more interesting. Can you say something about the other team? I don't know. It just seemed manufactured to me. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if you guys watched along and thought that as well. So her game plan was just to pick up the pace because Juliana is going to come at her a bunch and try to get her on the cage. So her prediction was that Juliana is just going to be running into a bunch of her punches. That didn't happen, but we'll get to the fight after we talk about their little team party that they did, the Brazilian dinner that Amanda Nunes brought them on, and then Juliana Pena brought her team to the Jabberwocky dance crew or whatever. Okay, first of all, I would totally not want to be on Team Amanda for this shit. Like, I'm a flyweight and I have to stay cut down to 125, and you're going to take me to a Brazilian steakhouse. 1, plant-based life. 2, I have to weight cut. Like, of course, all the guys are happy. They're heavyweights. But then Amanda also gets them signed action figures of her own character, which is like cool and all, but was just kind of like not egotistical. Like, I get it, she was trying to be thoughtful, but it was just like, you literally brought fighters that are like cutting weight to a Brazilian restaurant, which is like cool because you want to like show them about your culture. I get it. But I don't know, Juliana Pena's team activity just felt more thought out to me. It's just like, oh, well, what can all of us enjoy that we can do as a group? A freaking show, like dancing, bonding, that type of stuff. So I don't know. I thought Amanda kind of missed the point on that one. But it's not as if they were gonna go to like a strip club anyway, so I can't judge her for them going out to dinner. But yeah, it's like me giving you a present, and it's a present of my action figurehead with me signing on it. Then again, I'm not the freaking female goat, so whatever. I see what she was doing there. Anyway, we get to the actual fight itself between Kaytlin and Juliana. And man, Juliana comes out. She is just a walking soundbite. I've known this for a while now, though, because she's been at High Rollers, and I've interviewed her at High Rollers, and everything she says, even when it's just a simple jiu-jitsu tournament, she's like, I'm going out there to break someone's fucking arm. Juliana is a freaking beast. She doesn't fuck around. She represents 10th Planet San Diego, and she's a freaking problem on the ground, a brown belt under Boogie. Sheesh. I really hope she wins this season. Don't get me wrong, Kaytlin is super likable as well, but I just feel like Juliana's story is so great. She just talks about being bullied as a kid and how her family was not rich and she had to just keep building herself up. And I think her saying goes a little something like, I do this for the beaten, the broken, the damned, for all the people that think they can't go another day. You guys have to watch it. She repeats her little saying at the end when she's crying and had already won. It was a very moving, motivational moment. If you haven't been watching any of The Ultimate Fighter season 30, at least watch this episode, because this episode's good. And the fight between Kaytlin and Juliana was, it paid off. Like, for the first round, spoiler alert, for the first round, Juliana ends up getting on her back, gets her in a body triangle, and is able to basically keep it there for a while. She was fishing for an arm bar for a little bit there. She didn't get it. Then in the second round, able to do a flurry again and get Kaytlin into some type of scramble on the ground. And then she has her mounted. And Coach Juliana Pena has such good shit-talking ways. And don't get me wrong, it would be so much harder to shit-talk in my second language, which would be Spanish for me. But, like, Amanda Nunes is trying to coach in English, which would be so hard. So of course Juliana Pena is gonna be better at it. So she's saying like, oh, that's a dead body. That's a dead body right there, when Juliana Miller has Kaytlin completely mounted and she's just like laying down ground and pound. And Kaytlin was doing a good job of like trying to keep things close, so the ground and pound wasn't like too bad that it had to be like a TKO stoppage. But then when she and then this part is like good for me to watch, because for my next jiu-jitsu tournament, my coach tells me he wants me to work on my balance up top, and Juliana was doing like a really good job. When she had her mounted, you could tell, and one of the coaches says in the background, he's like, hey, watch out for the explosion, like Kaytlin's gonna try to explode up, hip thrust, haha, you saw my big belly. So she's going to hip thrust and try to get Juliana off of her. So the coach in the corner is just like, hey, watch out for that explosion. She feels the explosion, shifts her weight, and is able to stay on top of her, keep her mounted, keep grounding and pounding. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's what I got to do in my next tournament. I need to not get overzealous and put too much weight on one side and then get completely flipped over and all that bullshit. So yeah, Juliana killed it on the ground. And then once Kaytlin did a really big explosion, she tried to like push her off, but she left an arm hanging. When she left that arm hung out, Juliana just capitalized on a Kimura finish. It was crazy. And then, well-deserved win. She starts crying on the way out. Kaytlin Neil gets kind of caught in the heat of the moment, and she said that it's embarrassing that she lost to Juju, which I feel like in the moment I got peanut butter on myself earlier. Sorry about that if y'all just noticing. So she said that she's embarrassed to lose to Juliana, and I feel like it was just the heat of the moment. I don't think she meant it in a super offensive way, but then again, maybe I don't know Kaytlin that well, and she actually thought it was embarrassing to lose to Juliana, which I think is ridiculous because she's a freaking brown belt and a badass and a crazy motherfucker. So I don't get how that's embarrassing. But Juliana called it out on Instagram, and she was just like, LOL, embarrassed to lose to me. When are people gonna put some respect on my name? Put some respect. Anyway, what a great episode. It got me so amped up that I decided to make this quick little video and get it uploaded while the topic is still hot. So tell me what your guys' favorite part of the show was, and I'll try to do another episode for the finale coming up, because I feel like that'll be crazy. Oh, and then finally Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes squared off. It's going to be the most anticipated rematch ever, and Amanda's coming at her hard, being like, oh, you know that belt's mine, honey. You know that belt's mine. And Juliana Pena's just like, okay, well, just make sure you show up this time. Like, you didn't show up last time. And Amanda's like, yeah, I did. And she's like, no, you didn't. Like, obviously, no, you didn't. You, like, tapped out to a rear naked choke, right? And it wasn't even that tight, blah, blah, blah. Both respect to both fighters, but that's going to be a crazy rematch. The Ultimate Fighter season 30, super fun. It's always more fun when there's girls involved. Honestly, the only reason I've been watching this episode or this season is for the girls. I haven't been keeping up with the guy side at all, kind of like my sex life. So it's just how it goes in The Ultimate Fighter season 30. Let me know who you think takes it all. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to be posting some new content of my jiu-jitsu stuff coming up too, so stay tuned for that. All right, see you guys later. Bye.